Hey everybody, this is Monkeypuzzle. Hey, and welcome to what is episode number 3 playing on the ARK Geeks Patreon server. This is still the center. I haven't made it over to the clustered Scorched Earth server yet, but I have moved out of the community area right there that was in the cove, tropical island south, too far away to render in, and I have made myself a flying mobile home. That's right. The flying raft that you guys saw me build last time, or craft, has now become this. And I had named it Flying Carpet at the time. Now it's the Stealth Guppy. Or alternatively, the other suggestion was a Stealth Whale, which also fits. You'll see when I fly that it actually got like the ramps look like fins. So either one would be apropos, but yeah, I'm really digging it. It's all out of Structures Plus. It has embedded metal foundations and then the whole glass tier up on the upper part, and you can change the transparency with this gun right here, probably by clicking on it too. Yeah, right there. And so now we're all deeply tinted on the outside, no way you can see in, but then on the inside you have a perfect view of everything. So I'm loving it, and I set up, temporarily logged out up on top of this land pillar way here on Tropical Island North. I always wanted to build a shelter up here, and now I could just park. I could park on any one of these for the night, and I'd be all good. The one downside is, though, that when I logged in, I was floating out of the water, over the water, way over there, halfway between the volcano and here. But I don't know what's up with that. Not as safe as I'd like it to be. But I did manage to swim back without being eaten by anything, remarkably, and managed to grapple my way back up here. But, so, logging out may not be as simple as it seemed like, but here we are. So, we're going to go fly around in a second, and I'll show you the Stealth Guppy in action. But first, let me just take you on a little tour of the inside. So I just started on the raft. I placed down this forge and then some crafting stations to put things in. And then I flew to where there was metal and went with an Anker on my shoulder and went and harvested. And so when I get on here to ride, when I just get off, I could reach the forge and I could reach these crafting stations for storage. So I was able to unload stuff off me, no problem. And so I still got plenty of metal and crystal and some extra building parts that I didn't use. And then, and this was really easy to unload to, even when I was overburdened and couldn't move. So in that way, I was able to get enough stuff in order to build this thing. Plus with the, the boosted harvest rates and the teleporters, and I borrowed the community RG to raid every beaver dam on here. And yeah, I'm good to go. Even the weather is excited about it. So the other things I have on here are these S Plus metal storage boxes. They're kind of a smaller version of the Vault, and pretty equivalent in that they have 100 slots to put stuff in. But then there's this thing, the crafting station for the advanced rafts mod, which is very cool looking in itself, but it gives you access not only to all these advanced rafts, but there's all these things that you could make, which I have not even learned them all, but as you learn the engrams, they show up here. And so a lot of these things that I have on here came from that. So for instance, there is this barrel that also has 2400 durability and has 100 slots, and it's a lot cheaper and a lot smaller. So I think that surpasses the metal storage box. I don't know if things can damage it and not this, because this is metal, or not, but it seems pretty straight. And other things from the advanced rafts mod are this storage can, which is the equivalent of a preserving bin, except that it doesn't need anything to preserve stuff. There's no spark powder or anything like that, which is kind of a trip. I think that's a little OP. I think it should need at least some kind of fuel, but oh well. And then this is the grill, also from that same mod, so I can use that. And then I've put my gravestone on here so that I can retrieve my stuff here anytime I die. And then I got some of the bulk crafting mod stuff. This thing is just necessary, the bulk tools, in order to make this work. So we got the bulk grinder and of course already the bulk forge, and then I can make stuff real quick. And then in here, what did I put? Oh yeah, I was putting the spoiled meat in order to make my narcotics and stuff on here. And all these have the recipe for 5 times of the normal one. So things make, not only do they make faster, but they make more at a time by 5. So you can really grind stuff out like that. I've got a little S Plus smithy here that's got 300 slots. And throwing some stuff in there. And then more things there and more things here. And then we've got the flying rafts crafting station that we used to build this thing. And I will probably be using that again soon, because as cool as this thing is, it's got its limits. It's super fast. It's almost too fast. It's the fastest flying raft. And it's kind of hard to maneuver it because of that. It also, all these rafts, there's somewhere between a raft and a mount, a creature. So they have limits. So the weight on this is 10,000, which I have surpassed. I've had to really moderate what I put on here. So I don't have much room left in here with everything I've shown you. So eventually I'd like to get a raft with more weight, and actually less speed in general would be useful, because it'd just be a little easier to park it and maneuver it. It's got some health, of which I should probably repair a little bit. And then I've still got these slots I can put stuff in. I know here, this counts as armor. It's also the platform. It's kind of like a platform saddle. But I have to figure out what I can put in these as well. I know there's something to change the look of the sail, but I tried to hide that most of the time. Anyway, I've got an S Plus feeding trough here. And then I've got the bulk beds too, so place to respawn to while I'm here. And I've got my 2 critters so far on here, which need names. I asked for names for the Thylacoleo last time, and I got a bunch of suggestions. Let me pull up my file on that. Alright, let's see. So Leia Klein said Thyra or Thera, which is cool. A little close to Thylacoleo. Felipe Santos wanted to name her Majesty. 9-Leaf Clover suggested Jasmine to go with the theme when this was flying carpet. And then William Middleton said Gabby or Ginger. And Apple Waffle said Gussie. He said, I don't know why, it just should be. And I don't have a strong call for any of those names, but I'm going to go with Gussie, because I like the Apple Waffles explanation the best. I don't know why, but it just should be. So we're going to change the Thylacoleo. And this one is going to be Gussie. I think that's a nice understated name for such an amazing beast. This thing is just, I don't even know what to give levels to next when I get them. I got over 20,000 health, a giant amount of stamina, and it's already up to 1,400 weight. The melee damage is 713, and the movement speed is 218. So, yeah, where do I put a level with that? That's pretty amazing. And so, my Iguanodon still needs a name. So I'm going to go ahead and give this the name Jasmine, because I like the name Jasmine, and I like Jasmine in general as a plant in real life. So it's a nice name, and she is a female as well. So we've got Gussie and Jasmine here. They have names, and as much as I like hanging out up here on top of this land pillar, I think it's time to move on. Let's go ahead, close this up, and take a ride. So hopefully I don't knock them out. If I go through an object or some land, the dinos will get caught on it and clip out. but so far they haven't. And so let me see if I can pull back a little bit and give you a better view of this thing from here. So you can definitely see when it's flying, it does look like some big fat aquatic creature, whether a whale or a guppy. You guys should vote for that. Should it be the stealth guppy or the stealth whale? I have to figure that out. And so the raft just pokes through a little bit. You can see that the raft actually was not completely even, but it still works out. And it's not the most aerodynamic thing ever, but it works. And I did it the best I could within the building parameters of ARK. I was going to take it apart and build it with you guys. I could still do that if you all insist, but I got lazy. And we're just starting with it done. So let me get out of K mode so I can see better. And you know what I can do actually in order to fly a little bit better? So I can go in here and I can switch it to the 5x view. And then I can get a much better view. I do think there should be like a 2.5x view, because this is a little far out. But yeah, it is really far out. Far out, man. So the next thing I need to do, since this thing has a weight limit, is I need to establish a place for a base. I'm not too eager to settle down too soon, but I probably should. And there's going to be more and more people here, and the spaces are going to be taken up. And this is also a nice way to go around and see what other people have done. So someone there is definitely using the Castle and Keeps mod. Excuse me, I haven't gone and learned all whose base is whose and all of that. But they have a little stutter as things render in. Yeah, they have a whole little complex here. It's a lot of building parts to render in. Well, there we go. I think it's mostly in now. And so it centers around this, well, I guess what's a water pen right here with this cool little thing extending out over the top of it. We've got a redwood with platforms there and all this other supporting stuff. Got another raft there. I don't know if it flies or not. Looks like a whole bunch of equus. And there's no way in this mode for me to see name tags, so excuse me for not giving credit where credit is due. But someone built that, and it's cool. So yeah, I need to fly around and figure out where I should be. Ooh, and yes, there's going to be stutters with something like this. There's no way around that. But that is what it is. It's pretty fast. You can't press space to go up. You gotta sort of point up, just like in a mount. So I'm tempted with this thing to settle someplace high. But that will be difficult with land dinos, and I don't want to lose the land game completely. But we'll have to figure it out. Someplace like this would be neat. That's very high. Although I wouldn't want to kill the spawns. I've just lost Gussie there. Can we just land and step out and get her? So you got to be real careful with that when you are flying. You can lose your creatures. Luckily, they don't take fall damage. I've had to go get them. And it looks like getting dark already. Everybody back on board. And she is stuck underneath. There we go. And that sail comes up every time I jump off. I have to figure out how to make that permanent. Anyway, I'm probably going to fly around for a while and figure out what to do with myself. We'll limit who can fall off by picking one of them up at least. Get here. Take off. don't need this at the moment while we fly around. Oh, and look, someone is right here already. So it's going to be a trip to find some place that's not totally taken as well. So if folks have suggestions of where I should settle down, you should let me know. And it's going to take me a while of doing this to figure out exactly where that should be. So maybe we'll just do a short little teaser episode of what I've done so far, showing you my stealth aquatic creature here that flies. Oh wow, someone's all the way up here. Dude, look at that. All right. Yeah, my stealth guppy or my stealth whale. You help me decide. And then, in the meantime, I'm going to familiarize myself with where people have built. And then we'll start a base. Because, you know, one of the best things about having all these ridiculous abilities is that we're going to be able to build ridiculous things. And not necessarily just in one place, but we could do several. Although I have a feeling I should do something really big and majestic. With all the turned up rates and everything, and these boosted abilities. We are superheroes here. So, y'all let me know. In the meantime, I'm going to sign out like this. This is Monkeypuzzle and my flying thing. And thank you for watching till the very end of this episode. Ooh, I'm going to fly into things. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.